G'day folks, Huey here for another episode of Space Engineers in our Crashed Red Ship on the Moon with Pirates series. And I've started in this screen because it's something I wanted to show you all. Now, so far I've had the sound on arcade. Now, what you can do if you want a little bit more immersion, a little bit more authenticity of playing in space, what you can do is go into your edit settings, go into advanced, and change your sound mode from arcade to realistic. So I think we're going to keep it on realistic from now on. So it'll change that. Make sure everything else is still the same, and we can load in. Now, in the last episode, we had just finished building our assembler, a med bay, and had extended our platform out a bit. And we do have to finish putting the materials, the steel plates, into the rest of the platform. So that'll be the first thing we're doing. And load in pretty quick because there's not too much going on with this map just yet. There we go. Now, notice the sound's a little different. It sounds all muffled, and that's because sound is travelling up through my feet into my suit. But if I hit my jetpack, can't hear it anymore. Now, if I get my grinder out, even the jetpack sounds different, as you'll notice. Now get my grinder out, and you'll see there's a very different sound. Whoops. I didn't want to do that, but okay, that's fine. Didn't drop too far. Probably should grab this before it drops down. So, from what I've been told, this is a very realistic representation of how a grinder would sound in space from within your spacesuit. Okay. Now, of course, you wouldn't hear that if someone else was doing that from a distance. So once we've grinded these things down, we'll show you the what happens when you go inside an oxygenated area. So it goes back to your normal original arcade style sounds, which I find to be rather cool, as we are in the vacuum of space, the moon having no atmosphere. And let's get rid of these, clear a path. Steel plates left. Better not. Better just go over there and weld them up. So we'll quickly weld these up, and then we'll go inside and show you the difference between the sounds. But even the welding sounds different. So, and this is actually my preference. To be honest, it's just something I forgot to change. But some people do prefer to keep the arcade sounds on because they can, you know, hear their bullets firing and missiles shooting and whatnot. I don't know, I just find there's something poetic, I guess, about, you know, things exploding in space, how it's just completely silent. Well, except for the shockwaves that affect you personally from within your suit or within your spacecraft. I mean, I mean, sound in space, just like any sound wave, will still travel through solids, which is why we can still hear these
Energy low.
welding sounds. And now, isn't it lucky we've got a med bay here? Even the med bay sounds different. It's awesome. Oh yeah, okay. So that's everything. So if we go inside, oh yeah, that's right. We took the door off, didn't we? Oh well, I can't really show you. Oh yes, I can. So we'll vent it out just this once, just to show you the difference. So you can. Everything sounds very different. Close the door. And now, it's all very. So you can hear the grind this down. Because we don't need it. We're back to our normal sounds. Just use my jetpack. So yeah, very cool. I really like that. So again, we open this, and you can hear grinder sounds very, very different again. So I just thought that was a little minor change that I wanted to do. And as soon as your feet touch the ground, you can hear the refinery again. It is muffled, but you can hear it. So, we'll probably just grind down some more steel. Finish off this platform, or what we've done of it. And you'll notice we've got, still got this large cargo container here. And I will want to get rid of that pretty soon. So once we've welded up that platform, oh, chasing it on the way down. We get these triangular bits first, I think. These light armor slopes, yeah. Gives us plenty of steel. And the bonus is, I mean, the red ship will give us a lot of thruster components once we grind down all these ion thrusters, which is very handy for being on the lunar surface. Because the thing about ion thrusters is, as you may or may not know, they work fine on the moon. In atmosphere, they're almost completely useless. Almost. They do. I think they're about 20 or 30% efficiency. I think it's 30. Oh, and just a little bit over. So you see what happens when you overgrind. Now, if I was to grind that steel plate by accident, it would turn into scrap metal. So I'm glad I missed it. So yeah, you want to try and avoid doing that where possible. Alright, so back to welding. Can't really do much about that. That's fine. Alright, and just about done. It's just one more to do. Yeah, two more.
Energy low.
Alright. Looking much better already. Okay. So what's next on the agenda? So we've done the assembler. We've done our oxygen generator. And done our piping there. So next will probably be a bit of a connector point, because that will come in handy at a later stage. So as I said, I want once we build a mining ship, we want to be able to have our ore go straight into the refinery. So that'll be our first point. So we'll build our connector coming from the refinery and probably point it straight out here somewhere, or bring it up a little bit. But we'll give ourselves plenty of room to work with. So the next thing we'll need to go do, well, first we need to go put these steel plates away. And we'll pop those in there. We've probably got plenty of stuff here we could work with, but well, it's best to grind down the ship as much as possible. Yeah, sooner rather than later. Now, if we look down here, the container will still be attached. Okay, good. So we don't want that container floating and bouncing around. That wouldn't be a terribly good thing. Alright, that'll probably do us. What is that? Is that that's the rest of the assembler. Okay. We'll have to get rid of those too. But for now, we've got our conveyors on our hot bar there. And remembering our conveyors, we decided to make black. So we don't want it there, we want it here. Probably bring it out to there. You know, that's probably fine. But I'll probably use you know, I'm gonna put a conveyor junction there, because you never know what I'm gonna need. So before I do that, let's weld these up really quickly. Gotta say, I'm not a fan of this different choice in colour, because I am colourblind, so it's really hard for me to see the difference. Even the drilling sounds different. So we want to give ourselves a lot of room, plenty of room. Alright, and if we need to adjust this this connector at a later stage, we can do that, that's fine. And I don't think we need to go overly huge with this little base. It's probably going to be more of an outpost, just for doing construction mainly. Alright, so we'll pop you there, I think. Yeah, pop you there like that. And bring up Do a tube for now, it's fine. Actually, how do we want to do that? Because I like, when I build my mining ships, which I'll be showing you later, I like to have the connectors on the side rather than the top and the bottom. But also, that means I want to give myself a bit of clearance. So I'll go up one and then do a corner piece. That should do fine. So, at the same time, I'd like to try and hide these as much as possible. I mean, I'm not that pedantic about it, but if I can hide it as much as possible, that's all the better. So, alright, I might get rid of this. Instead, put a junction on. Just for future plans. Okay, so just checking our inventory, we're going to need some steel. So grab just one for now. And hopefully we have access to a connector. We do. Control 2, and we'll pop you there. Yep. And we'll make this a nice... What colour? What colour should we do this one? Nice bright white colour. How's that? Looks good to me. Now, what I also want to do is, I'll do this later as well, because this is why I've also got the conveyor junction here, is in effect make myself a an ejector port. But to do that, I'll need a conveyor sorter, and then put a connector on it, and any excess stone and gravel I can just run straight through there and just get it to dump it. And because the world settings are at 56 maximum, it will get rid of most of it. So we need interior plates. Okay, that's fine. We've got more to grind down here anyway, so we can grab these. I could probably grab these as well. Sure, it should give us almost enough to finish off that connector. Okay, let's grab this, and we're full again. But that should be enough to finish this little section here.
Energy low.
Of course it is. It's always low. Alright, well, we better go top that up. Small steel tubes needed, and more small steel tubes needed, which we'll be able to get in just a moment. So we'll go, what have we got? Yeah, construction components. Let's get rid of those. And keep going at the same time with grinding down the rest of the ship. Ah, you'll do nicely. Ah, more conveyor tubes. And we're almost full, so we'll head back and finish these off. Woohoo! So we need some computers, which I think we do have in here. May as well just grab them from here. Yep, 20. We only need the 20. Okay. Now, I think something I personally like to do every time is turn down your strength. So you go to disabled and try and just turn it up ever so slightly. You used to be able to do it to 0.0001, but now, for some reason, well, I can do it a little bit less actually. Okay. We'll try that again. So turn it down as low as you possibly can. So 0.364, that'll be fine. So you don't need it on the default strength. So that should be good. So that'll be our connect point for our little mining ships. We may need to clear out some of this area here with hand drilling, but that's okay for now. That's a good access point from the outside. Will be a good access point from the outside of our base. Okay. So what's next? Probably a control seat. I think that would be most handy. Or what we could do is transfer everything out of this large container and then slap down another large container. It's not a bad idea actually. So this is going to take us a few trips. So we run back and forward. And empty everything out here. And yeah, this won't take too long. Pop it into here. Now, some people like to set up conveyor sorting systems for putting certain things in certain containers and, you know, so on and so forth. But I personally don't mind manually sorting things. I mean, it gives me something to do logistics-wise, I guess you could say. Actually, while we're here, let's go to production. Let's go to disassembly. Let's go to tools. And we'll disassemble this. Should drag it straight in. Yep, there we go. Back to assembling. And we've just gotten rid of that mining drill we don't need. Okay, so next thing, let's grind this down. So now what we can do is give ourselves an extra large cargo container, because extra storage is extra good. Okay, oh. So we'll go to just type in carg. You can't build a medium, you can only build those on a small grid, I believe. Yeah, you can. So we want a large. We'll pop it here. Put it straight there. So they have ports on each side, so it doesn't matter which way you really put them. And make sure we give ourselves plenty of clearance, which we have. We want to keep that in the blue colour, I think. Yeah, blue. Blue's nice. Let's pop it down. There we go. Grind down the rest. And we'll have ourselves a large cargo container. Not quite enough room. Now if I'd have gone for ×5 inventory, I would have had just enough room. But that's not what I did. I've been playing like that for far too long, so I've been spoiling myself. So I thought, nah, I'll make it a little harder on myself and for anyone else who joins in. And yeah, if you are watching and you're interested in joining in on this game, feel free to, if you aren't already on my Steam friends list, feel free to send me a request. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. But of course, please just let me know that you're sending a friend request so I know who you are. And yeah, you know, we might be able to build stuff together. But yeah, for now, what I'm really doing is just getting a basic outpost done so we have somewhere to refine all our ores and make new materials, and basically it's going to be a small shipbuilding facility. So this particular base, I don't plan on making too big. I'm going to make it comfortable, but it's not going to be an absolutely massive thing. It'll be just for, it'll have everything we need, basically. So, next, I want to get rid of this flight seat. And pop one down on the platform. But before I do that, I want to use it, get myself some energy back. There we are. Now we can grind it down. There we go. So we'll get that ready in our menu. So let's see if we can build a control seat. No, we can't. What do we do? What do we do? So control seat. Alright, control seat. Hi, landing gear. Oh, that's easy. Little trick that I actually learned from Splitsy. We need to build a landing gear. Well, all we do, grind it down to past your functional line. Okay? Then, weld it back up. Unlocks the control seat. So now, control seat, there we go. It's there. Little trick she learned, and that was a handy one, I gotta say. So the control seat, I'd probably put, I don't know. We'll put it in this corner. Or maybe, yeah, I don't think I want to put it right next to the med bay. It's going to make a little office, I guess. Yeah, we could do that. So I'll put it hard up against here, because we'll probably extend the platform out this way. And we'll put it up in line with the med bay, roughly. So we'll put it here, here, there. Put it there. Or maybe here. Yep, that looks good. What colour do we want it? I think I would like A nice dark grey. That always looks sexy. Yeah. Okay, so control 1, so we can bring up our welder. So now we've got that, we've unlocked even more new blocks. And we can see how long in power we've got left, which apparently is over 18 hours. So if we have a look at our inventory, check out our uranium, it's not too bad. Nothing to panic over. But, oops. Now that we've got everything we basically need, we can now think about depowering that ship, because we don't need it anymore. But you got to be careful of that, because of the trash removal. So you got to make sure your trash removal settings are not set to be too brutal. So I will be checking that after I log off here. So yeah, hopefully that's it's not going to be an issue, and I'll make sure that it won't get itself deleted. But I think we'll leave it there, folks. So thank you so much for joining me again, and as usual, take it easy and bye for now.